You know, Sean, back in the 1960s, when my dad went into medical practice, it was common for doctors to run what they called a doc in the box, and that was an independent practice. As the relationship with insurance companies and doctors has become much more complicated over the last few decades, that has become more rare.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, our next guest says it shouldn't be so rare. As a matter of fact, kick out the insurance company altogether and have a direct relationship with your clients. This is Dr. TJ An. He is the author of Opt Out: How to Take Back Financial Control of Your Private Clinical Practice Without the Hassle of Insurance Companies. It's great having you, my friend. How are you?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for inviting me to this awesome interview here.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to have you. Why? What drove you? Obviously, I see doctor in your title. I mean, what drove you to write this book? I'm assuming you've had a bit of a complicated relationship.
Yeah, I do have a private practice in Chicago. I'm a podiatrist. Everything was okay. I mean, I came to United States when I was 19 from South Korea with a big dream, right? That typical American dream. And, with the little English at the time, but my focus was to become a doctor, help more people, stabilize my life in United States, which I did. However, like around 2008 to 2012, the whole healthcare climate started changing, and this insurance reimbursement, it just kept going down. And not only it made private practice owners struggle, but also quality of patient care had to suffer because now doctors, we started to rely on volume to meet the practice revenue needs because, private practice owners, we do run business just like any other small business. Now, because of the revenue going down and expense being going, skyrocketing, and the insurance going skyrocketing, that doctors are forced to see so many patients in given time that I realized something had to happen here. I cannot survive and provide the best healthcare to my patients.
Yeah.
That's certainly right, doctor. And I think it's important for people watching to understand, a lot of people think, oh, doctors, they make so much money. But in fact, over the past few decades, it's become, like you said, kind of necessary for doctors to see more and more patients just to see the bills. And how much of your time during the day is just spent on administration and reimbursing these insurance companies?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. A lot of basically staff, they have to keep calling to insurance companies, appealing for doctors' account receivable. They have to keep fighting to get what doctor deserves, and they keep requiring more documents and more regulations, just pounding over that majority of doctors' time are not being dedicated to patients, but more to deal with those outstanding bills and insurance hassles.
Yeah, no doubt. I know. I mean, obviously, we end up paying the insurance company. The insurance company takes, a considerable amount of our cash, and then they don't give as much to you than if we just had a direct relationship with you. So we're paying them a bunch of money. They're shortchanging you. Therefore, the money's going somewhere, and everyone's out of cash except for the insurance company. So how do you, running your practice then, how do you essentially say, you know what, we're not doing insurance, we're doing cash only? How difficult is that change?
I do help other doctors to achieve this, but you cannot do this overnight. I mean, most doctors are trained to be running their practice under insurance networks. So you cannot change this overnight, but systemically see it, analyze your practice, and start looking at what is good for your practice,
Yeah.
and currently what kind of insurance company plan is detrimental to your practice, and then you have to plan for it, and then one by one. So that's why I call it not pure VIP concierge model practice, but I call it hybrid concierge,
Mhm.
meaning
Hmm.
you want to base your practice kind of perfect blend between some insurance plans and then patient pay model. So this way you're not running risk of dealing with suddenly no insurance at all.
Yeah.
So you have to have this plan. There's a marketing aspect of it. There's communication skills that you need to systemically develop this model to be successful.
Mhm.
And doctor, you have come a long way from coming to this country and studying medicine to becoming not only a doctor, but really, quite frankly, you're stepping into the shoes of a businessman at this point. And that's why you want to offer and kind of extend some of your experiences to other people in the medical industry.
Yeah, because it kind of started organically from, doctor colleagues around me that, I'm doing it okay. All of a sudden, doctors around me start asking me, "Hey, TJ, what are you doing differently? Can you help me out?" So that I started looking into what did I do different compared to majority of, doctors and healthcare professionals in the United States who are based on insurance plan. I realized what I'm doing this different, that different, and I start showing them kind of one-on-one, and the other doctors start, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. By the way, you mentioned, JJ, that people might think doctors are making money. You're absolutely right. Average, you can even Google it or search for this. Average doctor student loan debt is $250,000.
Yow.
And
Wow.
yeah, it's like a house mortgage. And if you have to run your practice, support your family, and pay this debt every month, doctors are forced to see that volume. I just want to make sure this part is included, so that doctors now need to look at their own private practice model differently. Otherwise, either you have to see so many patients every day, or you have to give up your practice and hopefully be employed by big hospital network. And I'm kind of refusing that. There's a need for private practice.
No question. Dr. On, it's great having you.
There certainly is.
I want to make sure that people know you're offering a free masterclass. You can go to the website that you see right there on your screen to learn more about Dr. On. And we thank you so much for joining us, Doctor.
Thank you so much for putting me to this great interview.
Bestseller Publishing is a proud sponsor of The Morning Blend.